Sovereignty. Sovereignty is essentially being the pilot of your own life. In my experience, an interesting observation that I've witnessed and experienced is if one is not submitted to God and surrendered to God, to the ultimate true sovereign of the universe, in my experience, that had me blowing around like a tumbleweed in the wind. It meant that I was submitting to employers. It meant that I was submitting to partners. It meant that I was submitting to all sorts of different situations, circumstances, people, places, and things. All the nouns, right? It had me submitting to all the nouns in various forms for different reasons. But the minute that I chose to accept Christ and bend the knee to the ultimate sovereign is the moment that I began to truly experience what sovereignty really is. It's having the freedom to be able to move how, where, and when we want to move, as long as it is in accordance with God's will. It seems like it's a little bit of a conundrum or an oxymoron. It's like, how do you get your sovereignty by submitting and surrendering to the sovereign? That really is a paradox. But in my experience, it's a very, very, very true statement. Sovereignty doesn't mean that you aren't able to follow. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're leading all the time either. Sovereignty is having the clarity to be able to choose and decide when or if you want to follow or lead. A sovereign individual isn't even necessarily always a teacher at all times. A sovereign individual could be a student or a teacher. What it means to be sovereign in that regard is, again, the freedom to choose which direction you want to go. The freedom and the ability to be able to determine whether it's time to receive or whether it's time to give. And again, that derives from that divine channel of having that connection with God, the true sovereign of the universe. We as human beings, we're so simple yet so complex, all at the same time. Another paradox. But my question for you, the viewer, is whenever you look at your life, where are you not exercising that sovereign muscle? Where have you not bent the knee to the true sovereign? Sovereignty.